Today's video is going to be all about dermaplaning. What is it, how do you do it, and what the pros and cons are for doing it. Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Melissa, and a couple weeks ago I included this little device in a haul I did. I picked it up at Target. It's got a long name. The Finishing Touch Flawless Dermaplane Glow Lighted Facial Exfoliator. And it does come with the device, a little battery, and 6 refills. A lot of you had questions about it, wanted to know what I thought about it, so I thought today I would do a live demo of it and share my thoughts. So what is dermaplaning? So basically it is shaving the fine little hairs off your face as well as exfoliating the top 2, maybe 3 layers of skin, dead skin, off the surface of your face. We'll get to the pros and cons of that in a few minutes. It is a relatively simple procedure. You can go to your esthetician and have them do it, or you can buy one of these devices and do it at home. You can also buy their little disposable razor blades that you can buy off of Amazon. I'll include a link of those down below. They don't light up like this one, but they do essentially the same thing. So it just depends on what kind of tool you want to use. Generally what they recommend is that these are single-use blades because you want them to be sharp, so that they can do their job effectively. Could you use them more than once? Maybe, and that's something you would have to decide for yourself. But with a dull blade, you run a bigger risk of maybe injuring yourself. So just keep that in mind. These little replacement pack is not that expensive. It was under $10 if I recall, and you can buy them in multiple places. So I've included links to all these products down below so you can check them out. So to refresh my skin, to begin the process, I'm just taking a damp washcloth that doesn't have any product on it because you don't want your skin to be tacky or to get hung up at all on any product that you might have on your face. So I think when I talked about this initially, I said I thought it actually was more like a shaver and that the battery turned it on and it would shave your skin. It isn't. The battery is just to turn this little light on, which is supposed to give you a better view of the area you're working on. So you can shave in either direction. You can shave, here, let's turn this off for a minute. You can shave up or you can shave down. It doesn't really matter. It's like a personal preference for you. However, shaving down is probably more gentle for your skin. If you feel like you can handle it to shave up, you'll probably get a closer shave, if you will. So you might want to try it a couple different ways and see how you feel about it. The other caveat is you don't want to shave over any places where you have an active breakout or where you might have some inflamed areas from rosacea. That this would just irritate that and could lead to scarring. And at the end you'll want to follow up with a little moisturizer. So let's go ahead and just start the process. So I do have my mirror here so I can use the magnifying side. I'm going to turn this on and hopefully you'll get the idea. I do have some footage of the my before shot, and I'll include an after shot and let you know what I think. So you do want to, hold the skin taut and keep the blade somewhat parallel or even just maybe a 45-degree angle in the direction that you're going. So while you're watching the footage of me dermaplaning, I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons of the process just so you can better educate yourself, and also I will include links to the 2 websites where I pulled some of this research, so if you want to do a little bit deeper dive you can. They'll be linked in the description box. So here are some of the pros. It can over time lighten some hyperpigmentation or acne scarring because it is helping to exfoliate your skin a little bit more. However, like I mentioned earlier, you don't want to go over any area where you have active breakouts because that would be would aggravate that area. And also, like, if you have rosacea, I don't think this is a treatment for you. If that is an area that you're concerned about, I would avoid that area. Another pro is it can make for smoother foundation application. And I'm going to test that theory out tomorrow. I'll come back and show you some footage of me applying foundation once my skin has calmed down. They do recommend that you wait a couple of hours before applying any kind of other products to your face other than a moisturizer. This procedure can also help with better absorption of your skincare products and your serums because it is not having to fight through that dead layer of skin, so that when you apply it, it is just going directly into the skin. So it does help for that absorption, and you should get extra good results with your skincare. The last pro is it can help reduce the appearance of fine lines. Now, I read this and I was like, whoa, well, where I have fine lines, I wouldn't be using this product because the fine lines are very close to my eyes. But I think if you have fine lines elsewhere on your face, the cheek part of your face, or like crow's feet here on the side of your face, I think that could work, but I certainly wouldn't go too far up under my eye. I think the skin is far too delicate. There's no hair growing there anyway, so I was surprised there were very few cons to this procedure. The results are not very long lasting. So you will, do this, shave your face, you'll probably have to repeat it monthly. So if you are going to an esthetician, that's something you might want to consider. It's something you're going to probably want to repeat on a fairly regular basis, or learn how to do it at home. And I think that's why it's become such a popular home process. The other con is your skin could become more sensitive to the sun for the 2 weeks or so following the procedure. So you just want to make extra special certain that you're wearing sunscreen. You should be wearing it daily anyway, so for most people that's probably not the biggest deal in the world. So just something to consider. So I wanted to zoom in here because you can see where I have some hair and dead skin cells accumulated on my skin here. So it is working. And I think it definitely takes some practice. So I found certain areas of my face I liked going in one direction, like here I liked going down better than going up, which, if you ever watch your husband or your boyfriend shaving, they generally go against the grain. But I found this worked going down the grain a little bit better. Shorter strokes also worked a little bit better, and I think it is something that requires a little bit of practice. So do I think I got every last hair off my face? No. I think I got probably about 75% off my face. So I did feel my face turning a little pink and a little red where I was working, but I can feel an overall softness and smoothness where I was working. So at the end it says follow up with a rich moisturizer, and I'm going to go ahead and use this from Drunk Elephant, the Proteiny Peptide Cream. It's a little sample I got. So this is one of the richest moisturizers I have kicking around. And it is just a little deluxe sample. So I'm going to go ahead and rub that in where I was working. And now you can really see how red my face has become. Tomorrow, once my face has had a chance to calm down a little bit, I'll go ahead and apply some foundation and see if I notice a difference there. I'm back. It's the next day, and I can honestly say that their recommendation to not do anything more to your skin for a couple of hours was a good one. I did feel like my skin was quite pink and not sensitive to the touch, but it didn't feel like it normally does. So, not in a bad way, just that it felt a little, maybe a little more sensitive. I'm really struggling to find the right word for this, but overnight, my skin has returned to normal, and I do feel like it is smooth, especially where I had like that fuzziest of fuzzy hair. If you're like me and you are, in menopause or you have PCOS, you might have some hair on your face that is not peach fuzz. I'll just leave it at that, a little coarser. And I definitely have hair like that, and I can feel like a little stubble coming in. I would feel that way with any other kind of like surface facial hair removal system. It does not remove the hair as deeply as, say, tweezing or using one of those spring hair removal things like this. But let's be honest, we don't always have time to do that, and sometimes you want to get the exfoliation. So just trying to be as transparent as possible with the whole hair removal, hair on your face situation. So one of the things I wanted to do to see if I noticed a difference in applying my foundation. This is what I would call a more traditional foundation, and this is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. And in case you're wondering, my shade in this is Light 3. This is a beautiful foundation. I haven't worn it in an age. Why, she says? Because I just haven't worn a lot of makeup anyway in the last year. Thank you, Mr. COVID. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just pump some of this on, pat it around, and I'm going to use a damp beauty blender to apply it and see what I think. I've forgotten how much I like this foundation. So I do think it's interesting. I wasn't sure I was going to feel this way, but I do feel like there is a little bit more of an inner glow, like on my cheeks. I just have my regular favorite sunscreen on and this foundation. So these are the only two products that I have on my face at the moment. But I do feel like I am getting a little bit of an extra glow. Now I do have some studio lights on. I do feel like maybe I am a little bit glowier. I'm just trying to block them a little bit. That is one thing. I do think it's a little bit glowier. I think it does make for a really ultra fine finish. I'm going to go ahead and apply a little powder to it to see how that works. I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match. It's been a favorite all year. And I don't have any concealer on. A little lip balm. Okay, here are my final thoughts on this. Do I think it works? Yes, I do think it works. I do also think, however, that it probably takes a little practice to get it right. It has enhanced the smoothness of my skin and the overall glow, and it does make for a lovely application of your foundation. I have a lot of hair removal tools in my arsenal because it is something that I do struggle with personally, and I think a lot of women do, but they don't like to talk about it because it's not feminine, if you will. So, I have this little razor from Flawless, which does the job real well. This is ancient. This is just like a little, I'm not going to show this up close too much because it could use a little wiping down. But this is a little razor that has a long side and a short side, and it actually cuts the hair. So this is good for like some detail work when you want to clean it up. And these two are much faster. I don't think you get as much exfoliation as you do with this. So they are similar but different. So would I use this again? And the answer is yeah, I would. Would I use it super regularly? Probably not. But if I had a real special event to go to. I would maybe do this in the morning, assuming that I could have a couple of hours for like the redness to calm down and then apply my makeup. I think it's, more of a special occasion treatment for me. You do dermaplaning on a regular basis? Share below and let us know what your routine is, how often do you do it, what other tools you would recommend besides this little guy from Flawless. I upload videos every Saturday morning, and I'll include a link to last week's video over here, and I'll let the YouTube algorithm make a suggestion for other viewing options over there. Thank you so much, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.